Welcome to Chasing Limits on Shaw TV. We're here at Winsport's Canada Olympic Park for the first stop of the Canada Cup Mogul Tour. I'm Cliff Markham here with Mark Ballard. Mark, tell me a little bit about who we got competing today.
With some of our top men and women from all across Canada, ranging in ages from 14 to early 20s, this should be a good event.
This course is one of the steepest competitive courses in the world. Given the warm temperatures weeks prior, going into these colder temperatures, this course is very icy and posed to be a challenge to most athletes. Let's take a closer look at the course.
We are in Calgary at Winsport's Canada Olympic Park. Winsport has built one of the most challenging mogul courses in the world, and we're here for stop 1 of 2 of the Canadian Freestyle Ski Mogul Tour. We are at the top where the competitors drop in for about 7 turns before they hit the first jump. Behind me is the first jump on this mogul course. This is an impressive jump. Not only are they inverting and spinning, but they have to land on this chop top landing and regain control before they hit the moguls again. Yeah, behind me is the last jump on this 220-meter course. This last jump is a big deal. They've been going for over 200 meters at this point, and they are executing, to win this event, a flip and possibly up to 2 to 3 rotations in there. Let's go to the finish line and check it out. We're at the finish line, my favorite place to be, because you're at the bottom jump where they take the riskiest maneuvers off there, and you get to be here with the good music and the good crowd.
Athletes have just finished up their qualification runs, and judges have now completed the scoring. They've selected 24 men and 16 women to compete with only 1 run to battle for the top place.
That's right, Cliff. 24 men and 16 women. This is a bit larger finals format than they typically have, but that's just adjusting to make a better event for the athletes and give them more experience.
We got Cassidy Todd here up at the top, bib number 93.
Let's go, Cassidy!
Go, Cass.
Just getting on course and pulling about 7 turns into her first air as she goes for a back tuck. A little bit sketchy on the landing there. What judges are looking for here is you land and start turning right away without shedding your speed and staying in control. Cassidy Todd, 16 years old, her hometown resort of Apex, currently on the BC development team.
Coached by Tanya Callan, coming down here, getting ready for the last jump.
That was a 360 spread with a maneuver in the center, not clean, but given the rest of the run, in the middle part, I think judges are going to like that. Let's see what she has. And she is rolling with a 49.99.
All right, up next, Justine Canton from Quebec. She trains out of Mont Saint Anne as part of the Quebec ski team.
She is 16 years old, bib number 27, coming into her first air here. Pulls what is a 3? No, not quite a 360, but almost a 270. Probably opting to do that on purpose just because that course is steep. Running your 360 short allows her to, gain control of her run, but judges aren't going to like that air. Coming over the knoll into the second part here, what do you think about this course here when you took a run earlier? How icy is this, Mark?
That's a good angle there, showing how steep that is, including the iciness and the steepness makes for a very high level of difficulty. Burning her way through the bottom, trying to get a few more turns in. Remember, if they do run their skis straight, they do lose points. So she kept turning all the way through with a score of 34.29. Won't be enough to take the lead.
And back up the top here, we got Brittany Barber, 14 years old with bib number 20. Getting into the gate, ready to go.
Athlete
All
ready?
right, Britt. Just have some fun, just like training, girl.
3, 2, 1.
You got it, nice and strong.
Love hearing that coach, giving her a little bit of relaxing so she's not overly stressed before she goes. Leading in, 360, a little bit of a split there with her legs. Controlling her speed again, getting back in. This is part of the most challenging section on the hill, where it breaks over from a medium pitch to quite a steep pitch.
Do you hear that music? Now, if you come out of the gate and had to listen to this, how do you think you perform? I think I'd rather have some metal or something going on there.
Yeah, same with me. I don't know if she got to choose her music or they're just playing that for her. Here she comes. Spread eagle. getting a few more turns in before the bottom. She will probably be deducted for keeping her feet a little bit further apart than the last couple of girls. Let's see how she scores.
And we got a 25.49 with a time of 37. Not good enough to take the lead.
Back at the top, we've got Rain Haziza. She's from West Vancouver, home ski area Whistler, and she skis with the Whistler Blackcomb Freestyle Ski Club.
Bib number 66321. Can I go? You can go. Yeah, Red.
Looking for permission out of the gate there. She is actually only 13 years old.
Right on.
Coming into the first air with a 360. Not bad. Kind of shredding a little bit of speed there, but what judges are looking for is landing and getting right back into your turns. But at 13 years old, on one of the steepest courses in the world, this has got to be a little bit intimidating, don't you think, Mark?
Absolutely. It intimidates adults, let alone these young up-and-coming athletes. But look at her go. She's keeping her head fairly level. She's really being aggressive in there.
Coming off the second air with a spread eagle. A little bit straight on the finisher, but she sure is happy about that. And at 13 years old, if I could complete that run, I'd be happy too.
I'd be pumped too. With a score of 26.35, I think we can expect some bright things from her in the future.
And next up, we got Chloe Kober, bib number 74.
Judges ready? Athlete ready?
Okay.
Bib number 74321.
Go close.
Coming out of the gate there, and she is 15 years old. Coming into her first air, let's see how she does, and she goes for a 360 and almost a little bit off axis and over rotation, so she goes down. She is not going to be happy with that.
Gets up again, puts it together, keeps moving. She is taking the skier's left line. You gotta remember that what you can't see here is that these are blue, icy moguls, especially in between the bumps. The athletes and the coaches had all mentioned that it was a high challenge slope.
That's correct. And she is from Penticton, BC, competing out of Apex with Apex Freestyle, taking her second air and coming across the finish, and she is not happy with that run at all. But she comes down with a time of 40 and a score of only 2.3, given that she couldn't complete that first air. Back up at the top, who do you have, Mark?
Up top, we have Shayna Finlayson, 15 years old, from Penticton, skis with the BC development team, and home hill is Apex.
And as you can hear those skis come down, you know it's icy. Going with a nice clean 360 there, hands out front when she's about to land so she can gain full control. She's taking the skier's right line, and right about here is where they drop over that big knoll, and it gets slippery. I remember side-stepping it this morning, actually, and as the snow gathers under your skis, it's actually, even for myself, it gets a little bit nerve-wracking just not even being in a Moguls. But here she is, staying full control, coming into her second air with a nice back tuck, and it almost looked as if she got a little bit of cross in there. The judge is going to like that. Let's take another look at this air here. Coming in, full control, lays it back, tuck, and reaches, hands in front. Here we go again. Judges are going to like that second air.
All right, with a score of 41.86, that's definitely going to improve on her qualifier run that put her in the finals there.
Like I mentioned before, the weeks coming up to this event were very warm, going to cold, so they had quite a few challenges building this course. We met up with the chief of course earlier to discuss this.
Now, originally this course was scheduled to be a dual mogul contest. Today, it's actually a single mogul format today. Tell me why.
Well, again, it goes back to the course build. We're trying to push the course, and the slope is very steep here. This is one of the steepest slopes, even on the World Cup circuit. This is one of the toughest, steepest slopes on the circuit, and this breakover just below us is very steep, and to keep snow there with all that warm conditions. So we pushed the course, and it was really hard to get the bumps just right. And as it turns out, the skier's right line, just the bumps wouldn't hold. So we worked hard on it for the last couple of days to get it, and we just felt that it wasn't going to be fair. One of the key points is to have two lines that are fair on both sides, and with the coaches, we talked to them, and they just felt that that skier's right line wasn't going to provide a fair challenge, and so we decided to go to a singles comp instead.
There you have it, some challenging conditions for this tour. We got Allison Brown on the gate here. She is from Edmonton, hometown, of course, of Jasper Freeride.
On first.
And she did get a first here at COP Provincials previously.
Coming into the first air, she is going to stay upright with a nice spread eagle, and she actually managed to make the turn right on her landing there, so judges are going to like that. Taking the center line here.
Coached by Nick Bazin.
She's also qualified this morning in 10th position at a 16th, and I'm sure she's looking to improve that a little bit on this run here. Looking like she's holding her speed fairly well, coming into that second air with a twister spread, opting to do 2 maneuvers in 1 jump here, so the judges are going to like that a little more. What do we got for a score here, Mark?
All right, for Allison Brown, she has a 44.51. Remember, 49.99 is the top score so far. Not the top score yet, but it is an improvement over how she qualified.
And back at the top here, we got Mia Pond, of 15 years old, coming from Nanaimo, British Columbia.
3, 2, 1. Correct one.
She is on the British Columbia Mogul team here, qualifying in 9th place, coming off the first air with a nice clean 360, legs a little bit wide, but still gets back on her skis and turning again, which the judges like. Opting for the skier's right side here. I'm not sure the difference of challenge between the left, right, and the center course, but I think it's more along the lines of the athlete's preference.
She comes as she heads into the last jump. Spread eagle, puts it back together, keeps the skis turning, lets the skis get a little bit wide, but she will get points for keeping those skis turning all the way down.
She's looking at a 51.91, which now takes the lead.
Okay, Jamie Reichweider, I might be butchering her last name, sorry about that. She has got a 51.91 score she needs to beat to move to the top place.
You got this, right?
Bib number 7, 5, 3, 2, 1.
So Jamie.
Here she is off the top, a 15-year-old freestyler with the Silver Star Freestyle team pulling her first 360. A little bit in the back seat there, but manages to get it back together for the center part of this course. And that is very, very important because this course is steep and it's icy and there is no room to make a mistake here. And here she, a little bit wide, then she goes down for this middle portion where it just got really steep. And turning through to the finish line. I'm not too sure how happy she'll be with that.
Okay, going to the judges' score, and they've given her a score of 18.9. What you would expect from that mistake in the middle of the course, some good elements, but need to be clear on that. Mason Barzile from British Columbia, needing to beat 51.91.
Athlete ready? Bib number 7, 2, 3, 2, 1.
Go Mason.
Here's one of the older athletes here at the age of 19. Other known as Boo Boo from West Kelowna. Taking her first air, a nice clean 360, and you notice that she got on her edge and started turning right away after her landing. The judges are certainly going to like that. Taking the center line, dropping over the steep knoll. Let's see, you can almost see the speed a little better from this camera angle.
And it's a backflip with a cross. There's a second backflip we've seen in the final. It's good to see. Taking some risk, throwing some aggressive, interesting maneuvers.
56.02, which now takes the lead. Well, let's head back up to the top again, and in the gate, we've got 14-year-old Anna Spence.
Judges ready? Athlete ready? Bib number 7, 7, 3, 2, 1.
Hometown of Penticton, skiing with the Apex ski team, coming in her first air, the straight-up spread eagle, shedding a lot of speed over a long distance there. The judges don't like that too much, but she still manages to keep good control in this middle section, and that is very important because it gets steep. Coming off with a twister spread into the finish line. I'm sure she'll be happy with that run.
And Anna just waiting for the judges' score. She looks happy. She's got some good encouragement from her teammates. 53.05 is a good score. Doesn't take the best score, 56.02, but it is competitive.
And here we have Madison Parker, bib number 9. She's got a beat 56.02.
Bib number 9. 3, 2, 1.
Go, Maddie.
All right, some good form heading into the first jump. The 360, taking some risk into the moguls there.
And she is actually 15 years old, coming from Port Moody, BC, but actually she skis with Apex Mountain on the BC Mogul team. And she qualified earlier this morning in 5th place out of 16. Coming in, nice back lay. It looked good, and the judges are going to like this with a 53.34. Still sitting around maybe the 2nd or 3rd position right now, but not enough to take the lead.
She has an aggressive style, really looked like she was attacking those bumps. Heading back to the top, we have Berkeley Brown from Ontario. Those blue jackets all being the Ontario team. Bib 25 from King City. Beaver Valley is her home ski area.
Judges ready?
Athlete ready? Bib number 2, 5, 3, 2, 1.
Come on.
Looking good into the first here. Lots of aggression. Perfect, absolutely perfect back tuck. A little bit of time to get back into that course there, but when you land a back tuck at that speed, that height, onto that steep of a course, it takes some time and some aggression to get your speed back down. Coming into her second air here. Nice big front. Judges are going to love to see that. Mix it up from a back tuck to a front tuck. Let's take another look at this.
She was saying that front tuck is her favorite trick to do.
Perfect. Stretches it out, lands good. Let's take a look again. Punches it out, tucks it, reaches for her landing. Great. Perfect landing.
She has had a podium on Canada Cup before. Let's see what the judges thought. 64.46. She does take the lead with only a few more women to go.
Friends giving her some hugs at the bottom because that was certainly a good score. Back at the top here, we got 18-year-old Catherine Marcoux of Quebec. Hometown St. Nicholas.
Judges ready?
Athlete ready? Bib number 3, 3, 2, 1.
There you go. You can hear the coach giving her a bit of an aggression just to get her out of that gate. She's looking strong coming into this first air. Nice, clean 360. Hands are out in front.
Coming down over the breakover here, holding some good form. You see the level head. She is really going for it, and with only 3 women left to go, back cross.
That was actually one of the best backs we've seen so far. Judges are really going to like that run. Let's take another look at this. Coming into the second air, up. That's kind of a bad camera angle there. These are a little bent, but still. Here we go, up. And the cross. And that landing was a perfect, picture-perfect landing. Hands out in front, no way to get in the back seat, across the finish line.
This may be enough to take the lead. Let's see what the judges thought. And a 63.52, very close, not quite enough, but that puts her on the podium. It guarantees her one of the podium spots, 2nd or 3rd.
Next up, we have Sarah Merkel from Calgary, Alberta, one of Calgary's hometown heroes, bib number 33. As she prepares to get into the gate here and do a little visualization, let's take a closer look at what makes her tick.
My name is Sarah Merkel and I'm 17 years old. I ski for the Alberta Mogul team. We're the provincial team. We train in Western Canada and we compete all over the country. I really love the thrill of standing in the start gate and looking down the course and knowing that it all is in your head and it's up to you. I competed in my first NORAM 2.5 weeks ago and I made finals and finished 15th. And a NORAM is Canadian, United States, Japanese, and Australian athletes. My goal this year is to make the Canadian National Development Team. It would mean that I'm one step closer to getting onto the National A team and competing at World Cup and the Olympics. Duels is where you compete against another person and it's first one down the run generally wins, and then it's the one who wins advances on to the next round. I like duels a lot because you really push yourself because there's someone next to you, but singles it's a lot more in your head in singles. One thing I really like about this sport is really your limits are what you can do yourself, and your mind is a big limit. So other than the rules that are set, like no double inverts, it's really how much you can push yourself.
Back at the top with Cyric Markle. She is the only one now that can change Catherine Marcoux from second to third.
Building herself up in the start gate. She is coached by Alyssa, other known as Cookie.
Bib number 2, 3, 2, 1.
She's actually a local Calgarian and competes on the Alberta Moguls ski team. Nice 360 coming in, starts her turns right away, opting for the center course here. Looking nice and tight with the knees. Head dropping a little bit and oh. Yeah, she's not going to be happy with that considering she qualified in second place.
She will be docked heavy for that.
Spread eagle in the finish. Yeah, she's not going to be happy with that. Qualifying second, we were expecting a top, at least 3 place in this competition here.
So with a score of 31.69, as we expected, a heavy dock for that. That will take her off the podium, which guarantees Catherine Marcoux a spot on the podium.
Judges ready?
Athlete ready?
Yep.
Bib number 2, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Amy Hewitt, 18 years old, from Toronto, Ontario, hometown ski area, Beaver Valley Ski Club, and she competes on the Ontario team. A 360 there, but it looks like she was trying a slower rotation down there a bit at the end. Coming into the second part of the course here, legs are looking really good. What judges are looking for is just that style in a turn, carving, absorption, and an extension. And she's got all 3 of those. Coming into second air with a nice front flip, and she's gonna actually have one of the highest speeds today. Let's just have a look here at that run again. Coming into that second air, full control, punches to jump forward, tuck, and out, hands in front.
Amy Hewitt, just waiting for the score from the judges. And Amy Hewitt with the fastest time on the course, highest judges score, taking the lead, taking the win. Going to the leaderboard, we have Catherine Marcoux in third, Berkeley Brown in second, and Amy Hewitt, who won the qualifiers, taking the top spot in the Women's Moguls Canada Cup Tour.
We'll be back after this break with some more action for the men's moguls. Welcome back to Chasing Limits on Shaw TV. We're here for the men's portion of the moguls of the Canada Cup Tour. We'd also like to give a big thank you to YCOM Solutions for providing all on-hill communications. Without the support of you guys, events like this could not be done.
Watching the volunteers prepare the slope, one of the things you'll notice there is the pine boughs. They throw them on the slope to create a little more definition, because this time of day you start to get flat light on the hill. It's hard to see the moguls and the depth of them.
That's correct, Mark. Let's take a closer look at the course here from the eyes of an athlete. Here you go, the eyes of a GoPro. We mounted one earlier today, one of the athletes. Coming to the first air with a 360.
See how he's looking around, heading into the, look at those spruce boughs we talked about, really helps the definition, otherwise you're lost.
That's correct. I mean, you look at the sky today, it's white, the snow's white. At that speed, anything that can help you to define how deep, how big, and how long the ruts are in these bumps can certainly help an athlete.
You can really see how steep the slope is here as he's coming down into the last jump.
Yeah, coming in, he's probably gonna do an invert here. You see that? Off axis, actually, but when he came around, you can see those boughs. That helps a lot to be able to spot your landing.
And back at the top, we have the men warmed up and ready to go. Here's Tyson Bashforth. He's 15 years old with Jasper Freeride. He did qualify 24th, just sneaking into the finals.
Athlete ready?
Yeah.
Bib number 6, 0, 3, 2, 1.
Tyson dropping. Home ski area being Marmot Basin. Nice 360, lots of air on that. You notice he got right back into his turns right away, controlling his speed and coming down through the bumps here like a machine. Look at him. You see those bright knees, just absorbing up and down with full extensions.
Coming off that first jump, he did drift to the right a little bit. He may be docked for that. They do like when they stay in their lane.
Nice little back flip there, crossed. Looks like he really had to tuck that around to get it around. starting the score at a 50.84. That is a score to beat here.
Up top, we have Joe Durham. He is a Kelowna boy. He is from Apex as his home ski area, and he skis with the BC development team.
Athlete ready? Bib number 9-5. 3, 2, 1.
Go!
And here's teammates in the background doing a little push out of the gate here. Looking nice and tight coming up to this first here. Let's have a look. Nice. Look what it looked like from this angle. That was actually a back tuck. You can see from a back angle here how steep that run is and where that knoll goes over to even the steeper area.
Taking the right line, which hasn't been typically chosen today.
You can see their feet were getting a little bit wide, and if you're not on your edges, you can lose it because that course is steep and you can lose your control very quickly. Let's take another look at what happened. You know, he's in front there, plants his pole, legs get a little bit wide, and that other, he plants that pole and it just brings him into the back seat and he just cannot regain that control again.
Waving the white flag before those jumps. Fun little air at the end there.
And what do we got here? You know, he's proud because he's definitely surrounded by some good friends there, but he's got a score of 36.69.
Heading back to the top, we have Kevin Leslie. He trains out of Winsport at COP there. He is a Whistler boy originally, though. It's his home ski area and hometown. This would be the score of 50.84.
He is actually 15 years old with a nice back tuck coming in, shedding a little bit of speed and getting right back into his turns again here. Let's have a closer look from the other camera angle. Oh, he's not going to be impressed with that run. Not exactly sure what happened there. Let's have another look.
Coming into the first jump, nice back tuck.
Stretches it out, gets right back into the course. From the other camera angle, let's have a look and see what happened here. It almost looks like he made that cut an outside edge on that mogul, and that threw him over there.
He's okay, he's up again.
You know, this guy's got a good attitude. He's up, and it almost looks as if he's eyeing up that last jump, because right now he's not going to score for time. But it looks like he's still going to have fun with his run. Nice off-axis trick there. Comes over the finish line. And, you know, he's shaking his head, but he's here for the fun.
That didn't tickle.
There you go. That didn't tickle with a score of 5.13. But, you know, he's still got a long season to go here.
I'm here with Donna Haley. She is the head judge for today's Mogul contest. Donna, will you tell me a little bit about the judging and how it works?
Okay, for judging for this event for Moguls, we're looking at air, which is 20%. We're looking at speed, which is 20%. But the most important part of it is turns, which is 60% of the total score for the athlete.
You were telling me that if they can keep a teacup on their head without the tea spilling out, that's a perfect run. Tell me more about what that actually looks like.
That actually looks like as far as their carving. They want to take a straight line from the very top to the very bottom and not deviate past that line. And when they're absorbing, they want their legs to be going up and down and absorbing really well. And just generally, overall, just looking good coming down through that straight line. Absorption's good. Their upper body has to be still, and that's where that teacup comes in handy. So their upper body, very still, very quiet, doesn't move at all.
What the judges are looking for. Back at the top here, we got Joshua Kober. He needs to beat a 50.84 in order to gain a top spot in this competition. And like the judges said, 60% style, which is carving, extension, absorption, and a quiet upper body.
Yeah.
Bib number 1, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go, Josh.
That's a pretty nice quiet upper body there coming into the first. Nice, huge back layout. Looking very, very tight. Coming over that steep knoll to the next camera view here. He is moving fast. He is going to have a high point score here for speed. That was a good-looking run.
This may be his season's best result. I assume they'll put him in top 10. 65.81. That was a good run by Josh. And with a 14th place so far this season, I'm going to predict that will be his best score this season. Back to the top with Byron Esty, bib 13. 65.81 is the high score right now he needs to beat.
Ready?
Yep.
Yeah, Byron. 3.
Good, Byron.
2, 1.
Nice and clean, bud.
Starting off nice and strong, full control, legs nice and tight together, coming into the first air. Nice off axis there. Byron Esty, actually 21 years old, hailing from Vancouver, British Columbia, with a hometown ski resort of Cypress Mountain. One challenge I could see that he would probably have is coming from Cyprus, the wet type of snow where you come here and it's bulletproof.
Massive back cross. That's Byron Esty looking to move up from 19.
Score of 61.27. Not enough to take the lead, but it is a solid score nonetheless.
Marc-Antoine Salador.
Bib number 44 getting ready to go. Marc-Antoine Galinas. His teammates down at the bottom, all excited, ready to see him go from Quebec.
Come on!
The Quebec guys really push their teammates, push their athletes. They are very, very aggressive skiers. As you can see, very big air off the top, landing it right back in it.
Skiing with a lot of passion, really sticking those skis down the fall line, keeping that body down the fall line. Off axis, cork 7.
Going across the finish line here. Look at how he is definitely happy about that run. And I'm sure the judges are going to be happy too. Let's see what they have.
Score of 64.06, not quite enough to take the lead, but a strong score nonetheless.
As we head back to the top here, we got Hayden Person from British Columbia, bib number 90. The score to beat is 65.81.
Hayden hailing from Vernon, Silver Star being his home hill.
Nice big 360, lots of air on that, and gains control right after. He's coming in hot.
Coming to the breakover.
Into the steep area, and he has got full control here. Hands out in front. You can see the absorption in those knees. That was a close call. It almost as if he was losing control into that first jump, but he gambled and went for it anyways.
That was an off-axis 3 with the Japan grab.
His head's down. He's not too happy about it.
Hayden with a score of 59.11. Not enough to take the lead. Going back up to Braden Pollock. Braden from St. Catharines, Ontario. Training currently with the Steamboat Springs team down in northern Colorado.
Braden is 22 years old, coming into his first air. Nice back laid full. 360 degrees with a full layout backflip. One of the best, cleanest jumps we've seen so far today. Coming into the steep area, he is coming down hot. Got about 7 more bumps in the next air here. He's coming with a full speed. A nice off-axis 720, just like the guy corked like before. That, he's gonna have high scores for his airs here. Brings it off the jump, full rotation, lands, makes his turn, gains control again. But he was moving hot down there. Coming into the second air.
Coming up with a big off-axis 720 cross.
Judges are gonna like that.
And the judges giving him a 65.21. So close to taking the lead, not quite enough. Braden, one of those athletes, there's a number of these guys who have chosen to relocate somewhere else in North America to train at the club or the team of their choice. Colton Phipps getting ready to drop in.
Ready? Athlete ready? Bib number 94. 3, 2, 1. Go.
Other known as Coleslaw, we're not exactly sure why, but he is 16 years old. Nice. Did you see? They take that air, and they need to get off that jump with a full extension, then tuck, and then push themselves out, slow the rotation down, and land. That was definitely a picture-perfect back tuck. Coming into the steep section now, losing a little bit of control with his legs apart there. They go off the jump, stretches out for the landing, perfect back tuck.
That breakover proves to be the most challenging part of the hill. You can see where people definitely get into trouble there if they don't move forward and really aggressively dive into that next section. You see him losing his skis a bit there and throwing the white flag out before he hits that last jump. Still with a smile on his face, obviously not that happy with the run. A 10.
Back up at the top, we got 18-year-old Lars Thompson, hailing from Montreal. He is part of the Quebec team.
Judges ready?
Athlete ready? Bib number 3-5. 3, 2, 1.
On the rest!
Once again, those Quebecois definitely going into these sports very aggressive. Coming in the first air, another nice back full. Hands were a little bit in the back, but he still gained control.
Coming through into the breakover. Looks like he's got good control. Getting bounced around a little bit there.
Just a little bit in the back seat. With that steepness, it's hard to gain control. But then again, he grabs his control off the bottom air with a nice back cross. Judges will like those airs. Will be ducked a little bit in style in the middle of this course.
And coming down, the score from the judges is 48. With that little mistake, not surprising what that score was. Some good skiing in there. Just needs to clean it up in his next contest. Renaud Julien from Quebec, looking to top the score of 65.81.
Don't know what the hula is.
Judges ready?
Athlete ready? Bib number 3-6. 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, boy!
Nice back cross, tons of air there. Coming into this course very strong and very fast, opting for the center line.
You could argue that these Quebec athletes have more experience in these icy, steep conditions.
Coming in hot off that jump.
So choosing not to do any turns after he lands that last jump, he will be deducted at least 2 points for not turning down there.
Legs coming apart a little bit in some locations, but all in all, you see those red flags on his knees. They are up and down, carving, and lots of extension.
Waiting for the score from the judges. 43.76. So he was sharply deducted for that bottom section.
Back to the top here, we got Nathan Volpe, age 17 years old, from Toronto, Ontario.
Athlete ready? Bib number 2-2. 3, 2, 1.
Along with the Quebecois, the Ontarios are used to skiing these conditions a fair bit as well. So I'm sure we're going to see some top scores from this guy as well. Nice clean 360. Opts to not go inverted on this jump here.
As his nickname, Squints, flying down the hill here. He did get first in the Ontario Winter Games, and he's looking to make a Canadian Series finals, which he actually has accomplished here with this contest.
He's also got a 5-year goal of being on the national team. That was a nice big back lay. Looked really good, lots of air. Let's see what the judges got to say.
The score of 62.1, one of the top scores we've seen so far. Remember, a heavy part of the judging criteria is in the turns itself. Gabriel LeBlanc at the top, doing some visualization, mental imagery, getting ready for his run.
Athlete ready?
He is 17 years old.
Come on, Gab, come on!
You hear the coaches giving him a little bit of push out of the start here. His best results so far were 9th in the Canadian Series.
Big cork 7. We haven't seen too many big tricks off the top like that yet.
No, it's a little risky because when you come into that line, it is icy. And if you get going too fast in your landing, it's really hard to recover. He's doing a good job coming down the bottom part of this course. Full speed into the last jump. Nice big back cross. No tuck. I'm sure he's going to be pretty proud of himself with that jump. And it looks like he is. He comes up with a 63.17, not too far off of the leader.
Tommy Doyle at the top, part of the Ontario team, hailing from Mansfield as his home ski area.
Athlete ready?
Yep.
Bib number 19.
Fist pump from the coach. He is actually 16 years old, and he is looking hot coming in. Nice big back full. Legs a little tucked coming around the back half there, but he is moving fast. Earlier you described this course like a minefield. What did you mean by that?
Unless you know this course inside and out, it can be very surprising. You're not sure what's going to get you. It looks like a snow snake got him there.
But he gets back up, continuing on the last few bumps before the last air. He's having fun with that. Nice big back lay. Throws in a little spread eagle upside down there. He's still smiling. He's having fun.
And that's the big part of the Canada Cup Series, learning and enjoying. 33.7, obvious reflection of the mistake in the middle.
Okay, back up at the top, we got Braden Kuroda, bib number 96 of age 14 years old.
3, 2, 1.
Braden being probably the youngest guy to make the finals at this event.
He's also from Penticton. Nice big back tuck there. Gains control into the course again. His home ski area is Apex with the BC development team. A little bit in the back coming off that steep area there, but he's gained control again. Coming into the second air, let's see what he has here. Coming in hot.
Braden throwing an off-axis 7 with a bit of a cross in there. One of the hottest up-and-coming mogul skiers in Canada. It'll be good to watch him in the coming years.
Full control, hands in front, gets off the jump first, brings it around.
I think we're going to see plenty of good things from Braden in the future. 61.79. I think we're going to see scores over 70 in order to make the podium today.
Getting a little loving from the coach there. I'm sure he's happy with that.
Francois Leclerc, 19 years old, getting ready to start his run. Nicknamed Brew.
Judges ready?
Athlete ready? Bib number 4, 5, 3, 2, 1.
Go on, Frank.
Little fist pump from the coach there. Starts off with an off-axis 720, regains control into that center line.
Home ski area is Vel-Saint-Côme, which is one of the other World Cup stops. Coming down, he looks like he's carrying a lot of speed over the breakover. This is the key area where you make it or break it. Quick look again, coming through, losing his balance, jams himself into a mogul, and it brings the ski right off. Can't keep it together. Sits down before the last jump.
Give him some love.
Coming across the line here, he's got ski in hand, so I'm assuming he just might have had a binding problem on there as well. Even though they got their din set at a very high, playing a little air guitar, gotta love that. So he's still happy, but 14.97, just not gonna cut it. Now, one thing about these skis, they're certainly different than your average ski out there. Let's take a closer look at what a mogul ski really is.
I'm here with David Cooksley from the Alberta Freestyle ski team, and he's going to tell us a little bit about the equipment that's a little bit different than what you see on the ski hill all the time. So, Dave, tell me a little bit about the ski.
All right, so what we got here, it's a typical mogul ski. First thing you're going to notice is it's a lot thinner than your average all-mountain ski. And also, if you look here, the difference in side cut, there's not a huge amount. It's between here and here is not a huge difference in width. And then the next big thing is in the flex of the ski, when you bend it like this, it's a bit stiffer than your average ski. However, the front half of the ski is a little bit softer because we do need to flex it into the mogul to maintain control. And then the back half is a little bit stiffer. In case we wheel up on our tails, it lets us be a lot more able to get back forward and back into the moguls.
And how stiff do you run the settings on your bindings?
Typically I have my binding on 11 or 12. Currently it's a little lower because I'm coming off a knee injury and I want to be safe about it. But usually tight enough that it won't come off unless it needs to.
And there you have it. Danny Tanner up at the start here, only 16 years old.
Judges ready?
Athlete ready? Bib number 4, 7, 3, 2, 1.
Go, 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 go.
Training with the Wind Sport Mogul team.
Coming in for the first air. Back lay, but knees a little bent. Now the airs are 20% of their total score, so I'm not sure how they'll feel about that, but it still was a nice big air. Came back into the jumps, started turning, and continues on with good absorption. Almost a little bit back on this last part, but comes off the jump with would almost look corked. I'm pretty sure they're going to judge that as an upright 3 with a grab. Let's take another look.
Heading into the middle jump on the bottom. See, looks like he almost wanted to go cork. Does a tail grab there. Doesn't get off axis enough to really qualify as a cork. That'd be considered a straight air.
6-time score.
That was a fast run and a good looking run. Tell me about it.
I'm really happy with that. I made it down clean, had good airs and good exits, so.
Good. Do you feel like you improved on your qualifier?
I think so, yeah. It felt faster, bigger.
There you have it. He takes the lead with one of the fastest runs. But up next, we got Felix, bib number 31 from Quebec.
Judges ready?
Athlete ready? Bib number 3-1-3-2-1.
Oi, Felix!
Felix, who trains out of Mont Saint Anne with the Quebec ski team, coached by William Guy Tessier.
Little back tuck off the start, opting for the skier's right line. Lands that air, gets right back into his turns there.
Felix is just, his main focus is to be consistent, to be really consistent. He has the turns, he has the tricks, he just wants to execute them consistently.
Nice big front air, and that is a jump you do not want to over-rotate. Superman. That was a score of 56.17. Not going to be enough.
Tell me what you're thinking as you went over that last jump.
I don't know. When I started, I was like, whoa, and then I thought I didn't have enough. Then I got too much.
This is Ryan Portello. He is part of Team Alberta, home ski area Sunshine, and he lives just outside of Calgary in a town called Cochrane.
Yeah, Portello! All right.
3, 2, 1.
He's actually only 17 years old. Coming into the first air here. Nice big back lay, a little bit of tuck in the hips there, but all in all, he is coming down this course like a machine. At 17 years old, he's got the legs to handle this course.
Ryan dreams of being in the national team. He'd like to do it in the next 5 years, and with tricks like that, backflip, off axis a bit, truck driver grab, he's got something going on.
Take another look at the first air here. Off the jump, hands to the side, but a little bit of a pike in the hips there you can see.
And off the second jump, backflip, gets a little bit corked, grabs his skis, called truck driver. That's the name of the grab. It looks good. I like the style in that. I would give him extra points just for being so creative that way.
All right, he ends up coming up with a 70.40. He now takes the lead. That leaves us with 5 athletes left to beat that high score. Next up, we got Elliot Villancourt of Quebec, bib number 30.
Bib number 30.
Come on!
70.4. That is a good score we saw in the last run. Only 2 people were able to get above 70 in the qualifiers.
Coming to the second part of the course here, he is moving a little bit in the back seat though, but he gained control again. He is moving fast.
As he comes over the breakover, really charging. See if he can hold this, and he does hold it.
That is huge, and he clears the actual chopped run. You can see them running out to see if he's okay. Now normally they chop that landing so they have a smoother time landing, but he cleared the whole thing. Let's have another look. Nice big air with a cross. Coming off again.
Like he landed in the moguls themselves. That was a big air.
Elliot, that was a lot of spirit in that run. You were really going for it. You gave a lot. Looks like a lot of risk. And tell me about what happened there.
Actually, I was controlling like a little bit for the jump. I thought I was able to just get my feet under me, but they passed in front, so tried to stretch it, but couldn't stretch it enough.
There you go, couldn't stretch it enough. Well, sometimes when you go that big, it's just not gonna help. At the top, we got bib number 8, Julian
Capronce.
Clear, we can go. Oh, no, sorry.
Athlete ready?
Yep.
Bib number 8. 3, 2, 1.
Let's go.
Funky skier race helmet he's got on with the orange stripe on the top.
And nice big back, crossed, a little bit bent in the knees. Coming down the center course here and looking good. Then again, you know, the carving style, 60% of the run. And he's gonna have high scores for this. As you can see, he's carving the backside of the mogul. and stay in control. Lots of extension off the bottom air.
And with a backflip with a tweaked Japan grab. Nice style.
He is happy about that one.
I came out of the top air in the position I wanted, nice and neutral and straight down. And after that, I just picked it up, did my best.
Good, and felt like you had control coming over that last jump?
It did, yeah. I was really happy with it. It was one of my first jumps today, actually, that I felt really good coming out of.
Here we go, 19 years old, Matthew Retzer up at the top.
Athlete ready? Ready. Bib number 7, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, Retzer!
Other known than Retzer, you can hear his teammates in the background. Give him a cheer as he heads out of the gate. Hometown Calgary. Comes in the first air. Nice big back layout. Little bit of a tuck at the hips, but still strong big air coming down the course hot.
Look at that speed. That's good to watch. When you watch events on this slope, they're sensational to see live. Heading in, big backflip, tries to throw a Japan grab. Looks like a little bit of an over rotation. He stands up, he's okay.
That's one thing, when you get big on this air, you're landing on ice if you clear that chopped landing. And he comes up with a score of 28.04. He's not looking too happy about that. So back at the top here, you can see he's doing a little bit of visualization. Mark, tell me about preparing yourself for these runs.
There's a lot of value in really seeing yourself in that run before you do it. So when you actually get there, you've seen it in your mind, you're prepared for what's going to happen. Most athletes do some level of visualization before they start their run.
And this is David Clement.
Judges ready?
He's looking prepared. He's mentally prepared. Let's see how he does.
2, 1.
Nice and tight off the start, hands out front. Coming up with a nice back 3. Back layout, 360 degrees twist. One thing, you got to be ready. If you start to lose it, you got about a quarter of a second to get it back together before you're finished. Coming off the second air.
Big classic back cross.
Judges are going to like that run. That was definitely a high. We got 25.56 for the time. That's definitely good. With 71.45, he is now the new leader.
It looks like it's going to be a battle of 1-2 between Robbie Anderson and Davis Clement, who just put down the highest points run.
7, 3, 2, 1.
And Robbie actually qualified first place, so this should be a bit of a battle between the two. Coming off, gets off the jump, completes a 360 degree with a back layout, very clean. Coming down the run hot here, over the knoll, in full control. Seeing those carves and that extension and absorption in his knees. Head is nice and smooth. Big back cross. He is happy about that run. This is going to be a tight call. Who is going to take the lead? Who is going to win this contest? You take another look here. Comes off, sets a jump, then rotates, hands in front, lands, gains control, continues on.
Top qualifier, heading into the finals there.
Yeah.
Looked like a very solid run in the second one. Take me through that run.
Thank you. Yeah, no, the day's been really good so far.
Thank you.
Had an awesome qualifier run, and I hopefully did the same thing there. I think skied pretty fast through that pitch change, and then had a very big bottom air, and hopefully it can stay in the lead.
Okay, looks like a challenge for some of the men coming into the transition where it breaks over. You seem to handle it well. Tell me what you're doing through there.
Yeah, I know it's all about staying on top. If you let yourself get back, you're in trouble. The bumps are very icy in the transition, but then they're very pointy on the face, so it really gets you back if you're not on top of your feet.
There you have it, Robbie Anderson taking the #1 spot for the first stop on the Canadian Cup Tour. Definitely a challenging day of icy conditions, but all in all, great event.
Looking at the leaderboard, in third place we have an Albertan, Ryan Portello. In second place, Davis Clement, and the big top dog today, Robbie Anderson.
Thank you for watching Chasing Limits on Shaw TV. A glimpse into Alberta's winter action sports and a look into the athletes and personalities that continue to chase the limits.